check. Do you have two tables with values with the coordinates? You are free to choose the x and y coordinates. You're free to choose the x coordinates, but you must get the correct corresponding y coordinates. And we always use the endpoints that are given to us. In this case, they say that x is from -2 to 2. So I want to use those values in my table. Okay? And I've got two tables because there are two graphs, there are two equations. So this is for my first equation, this is for my second equation. I like to make y the subject because they gave it to you in the form of x plus y equals to 2. 2x minus y equals to -5. I want to make y the subject so that it is easier for me to calculate these y values once I have this. Okay? So follow the scale required. This is the graph. Now take a close look at the graph. The things that I want to see in your graph, use your green pen now, fill in whatever is missing. I want to see the y-axis, x over here. Do you have those? Do you have two graphs labeled? And when you label the graph, make sure you place the labels far away from each other so that I don't misunderstand. Next thing, I should have 3 points. I should have 3 points for each graph. And a straight line that passes through all of them. Next thing, check that your scale on your x-axis, every single big square is labeled. All these big squares, I've got a label. I don't want it to be like this. -2 and 2. Every single big square must have a dash with a value. That is the rule. Okay, so including this and this. Now, for the y-axis, they say that 1 cm represents 1 unit. Therefore, you must, in addition to every big square having a value, you must also have a value at every 1 cm. Okay? So, just for the fun of it, I included -1 in the negative part of the y-axis also. So when you have all these things, then I say your graph is complete. That is just the plotting. Then you are told to solve, right? You are told to solve this equation and this equation simultaneously. When they say solve simultaneously, okay, when they ask you to solve simultaneous equations graphically, step 1, plot both graphs. You may want to copy this down. Step 1, plot the both graphs. Plotting graph is a Sec 1 skill, so I don't need to go through how to plot. What I want you to know is that the answer for x, because when you are solving simultaneous equations, they are asking you to find a certain value of x and a certain value of y that satisfies both at the same time. So ultimately, eventually, I want to find the value of x, and the answer for x, this is our answer, is the x coordinate of the point of intersection. Similarly, the answer for y, a certain value of y, is the y coordinate of the point of intersection. Okay, so let's go back to this. I've already plotted the two graphs out. So I need my point of intersection. It is found here. This is my point of intersection. It is extremely important that you draw your graphs properly because you will need to find the x coordinate, which in this case is -1. And you need a y coordinate, which is 3. So our answer, flip to the back, you say that x equals to -1, y equals to 3. Okay? Any questions? Any questions? How do I check whether these are right or wrong? Insert them into the equation. Put it here. and put it here. Both must be correct. So if I put it up here, left hand side equals to 2 times of negative 1 minus 3, which is negative 2 minus 3, negative 5 equals to right hand side. Then for the second equation, left hand side equals to negative 1 plus 3, which is 2 equals to right hand side. See, it is a solution. It is a solution to both at the same time, simultaneously. Next, exercise 3. Yes, you can. Okay, exercise 3. Here I have 2 tables of values again. Then I remember that some of you were asking me about how to draw 1/3, how to find out the position of 1/3 on our y-axis. Well, the scale given to us is that 1 cm represents 1 unit, right? 1 cm represents 1 unit. Where is 1/3? 1/3 must therefore be here. So sometimes I use this to help me. 5 small squares. Okay, 1 unit represent 5 small squares. 1/3 unit represents 5 over 1 times 1 over 3, which is 5 over 3, which is 1 and 2/3 small squares. So find over here 1 and 2/3 of a small square. Try to estimate well. So that is our first point. You do the same for the rest. So you should see 3 points to get our first line. Then the second equation, 2x minus y equals to 8, another 3 points. Okay, join them up, label your graph. Look, every big square, I will have a dash with a number. Actually, by right, when you fill out your table of values, right, you should have already realized that these are the same. Which means that is my solution already. Which means x is 5 and y is 2. But never mind, let's just play along. And we write down the point of intersection over here. This is my point of intersection. And we label the coordinates 5, 2. So at the back of your paper, you write x equals to 5, y equals to 2. I got 5 from here, x coordinate, and I get a 2 from the y coordinate. Like I asked you to copy just now, answer for x is the x coordinate of the point of intersection. Answer for y is the y coordinate for the point of intersection. Questions? And moving on. This one is an interesting question. Again, solving 2 equations simultaneously. This is my first equation. This is my second equation. So I started drawing the table of values. Then I had to make x and y. I want to make y equals to mx plus c. Do you realize that they are the same equations? They are the same equations, right? So naturally, our table of values, we will get the same points. If we get the same points, do you think we will get the same line? Yeah. So the line looks like this. Okay, every big square is labeled. In this case, 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. Likewise for your x and y axis. So in the same 2 graphs, I have the same 3 points. Join them up. So where is the point of intersection for these 2 graphs? Everything is the point of intersection. Everything is a solution. So this is a solution. These are all solutions. How many solutions are there? Infinite. So answer, infinite. Solutions. I think in your notes, they gave a certain value, right? x equals to 5, y equals to negative 3. Are they wrong? Are they wrong? No, they are not wrong. It is a solution, but there are infinite solutions. Okay, so I want you to cancel this and write down infinite solutions. What they wrote there is just one of the solutions, one of the infinite number of solutions. Okay, that said, I've never seen this type of question before for O levels. Okay, we always want you to find one solution, not infinite. Final question, exercise 5. This time they did not tell you the range of values. Right, they didn't tell you x from where to where. So it is up to you to decide. The two equations that you are supposed to write down, x plus 4y equals to 400, x plus 6y equals to 500. So from there, make y the subject again. Draw your table yourself. I will want to have 0. The next two numbers, up to you to decide. As long as you can fit inside your graph. Okay, and the scale was given, right? Now, does it make sense? This is where you need to be smart. Does it make sense to choose, for example, x equals to 1 and x equals to 2? Yes or no? Can I? You are not wrong to choose x equals to 1 and x equals to 2. But if you do that, your y value will be 100 minus 1 quarter, which is 100 minus 1 quarter, 99.75. Then when you choose 2, you'll be 99.5. Are you able to plot a graph with these 3 points on the scale that is provided? So x being 0, okay, that's easy. X 0, y 100, that is 1 point. X equals to 1, y equals to 99.75. X equals to 1, where is x equals to 1? X equals to 1 is like somewhere here. X equals to 2 is somewhere here. Can plot or not? Then you will get, you will get 3 points like that. Can you really plot a proper straight line? Cannot. So you must be smart. You must choose a bigger number. For example, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. I chose 600 lah. Okay? So similarly for the second equation, also choose numbers which are meaningful. So draw in all the points. These are my 3 points. Since I chose up to 600. Then I label my graphs. And I find the point of intersection, which is found here. So the point of intersection, write out the coordinates. Here we've got 200 as the x coordinate. Then I have 50 as the y coordinate. So x equals to 200, y equals to 50. And x represents something. This time there's a story behind it. X represents the number of tables. Is that right? No, cost of table. Yeah, x represents the price of table. So price of table, comma, x equals to 200. So price of chair, which is y, is equals to $50. Okay?